Hey, Texas Values Facebook supporters. This is Jonathan Covey. I'm the policy director for Texas Values. I have with me Mary Elizabeth Castle, our policy advisor. Well, happy Thursday. We are over the hump day. We're here and we're moving towards the weekend, and we wanted to take just a few minutes and update you on a few things that we've been working on in the past few days and over the past week. A lot of stuff going on, Mary Elizabeth, with religious liberty, religious freedom. We've been in Carroll ISD recently doing some things regarding religious freedom, also regarding LGBTQ issues. Also, we have the policy forum and the policy gala coming up, and gala coming up, and we will be talking about those here in a little while. And wanted to touch base on those as well, and kind of give you some additional information, updated information on that as well. But we wanted to talk about with you what we've been doing recently, the past couple of days in Carroll ISD. What's been going on there with the cultural competence action implementation plan, which is a plan that the ISD came up with to help improve. And I want to ask Mary Elizabeth, what's going on with that, Mary Elizabeth? Just kind of a little bit of an overview of what they were trying to do on Monday when they had the board meeting.
Yeah, that's right. So if you pay attention to our updates, then you know that Monday, the South Lake Carroll school district known as Carroll ISD was going to put up for a vote a cultural competence acceptance plan. And in that plan, it actually was not about cultural competence. It's really riddled with LGBTQ special protections and LGBTQ special groups. It was a plan that was basically pushing this ideology so much to the extent that if you have any speech that is against this ideology, that you could be disciplined as a student or even as a faculty member. And so that's what was so dangerous about this plan, that if you have any sort of religious beliefs about these issues of marriage and about these issues of gender, then you could be actually disciplined for saying that as a student, even as a faculty member. And so that was really concerning about this plan.
And it's a truly incredible thing, because to think that they would bring this in, and how comprehensive and exhaustive this plan was. A 34-page document that they had talking about everything from increasing opportunities for LGBT groups to microaggressions. But we got the opportunity to be on the ground in Carroll ISD, and also got the opportunity to testify before the school board.
Yeah, actually, since school boards are all virtual right now, we had the opportunity to testify at the school board meeting, and kind of what our testimony was saying, that these programs actually lead to several things down the road. And what we have seen, that these type of programs that push these LGBTQ ideologies actually lead to a lot of issues, such as the privacy issue. It could lead to the sports issue that we've been talking about, where men who identify as women compete on women's sports teams. But it also leads to a lot of things that we've seen already that aren't necessarily hypothetical, like the implementation of drag queen story hours. Those are considered cultural events, or they were considered cultural events in Austin ISD. It also leads to other issues like having Pride Weeks, because those are considered cultural events as well. So it's very important to get the parents involved and let them know what this plan mentioned. I mean, if you read the 34-page document, you actually see LGBTQ issues discussed, and you actually see how it's a threat to religious liberty, and how it's just a threat to have a freedom of ideas, because it's basically saying that these are the main ideas you have to prescribe to, and if you differ from that, that could be discipline action upon the student or even the teacher. We even saw where they were actually trying to make an effort where they actually go out and seek more employees who are considered LGBTQ, which they aren't even a special protected class federally, but they're actually going out and trying to find more teachers who prescribe to this ideology and lifestyle to be in the school district.
Yeah, it was just truly incredible, and there were a number of different things, and we spent some time going through the plan, looking at different things in the plan, and there was a couple of things I wanted to show you. One of them was action step number 7, talked about creating focus groups where you could, especially for grades 9 through 12, where they would have discussion on topics that were important to LGBTQ. Another one is Objective 2.1, which has to do with Black, Indigenous, and people of color, as well as LGBTQ plus people, and having to create opportunities for groups like that they consider to be underrepresented in the district. And finally, one having to do with offensive speech, so strengthen protections for against offensive speech. And one of the problems with this is that the Supreme Court in the case Mattel v. Tam, which was a U.S. Supreme Court case, said that there are specific categories of speech which government is allowed to regulate, things like fraud and defamation and incitement. And they said that just having something such as offensive speech, something that you would consider offensive, if the government decides that's considered offensive, but it doesn't fall into those categories, that's considered unconstitutional viewpoint discrimination, and they don't allow it. So we had several unique opportunities going into that district. It was good to be involved, and we're glad that the school board decided to delay the vote on that plan. They decided they were going to break it out into workshops and study it some more, and we have things that we're planning on doing, next steps going forward.
Yeah, that's right. And I just want to reiterate, the issue with this plan, that it is basically an LGBTQ plan. That's what it is at the end of the day, yep. Point blank and simple. And so a lot of parents came out against this because they don't want their children getting in trouble for expressing their religious beliefs on this issue. And so the next steps are really important, that parents are involved, that they go to these work group meetings, that they see what the plan is going forward, because they voted Monday night to receive the plan but not implement it or put it in place, which is also interesting because the plan itself is not even particular policy, it's a bunch of ideals. So it's very important that parents are really involved in these next steps, that they find out when these work group meetings are. They have an opportunity to testify at these meetings and to very much express that this is, can be turned into anything. A lot of parents were concerned about the term microaggressions, and we even had a member from First Liberty Institute, an attorney, testify how one student in California at a college out there heard microaggression. So that's just the issue. These terms are so broad, anything can be considered a microaggression, and that can show a threat to First Amendment speech, can show a threat to religious freedom. And so it's very important that parents follow up with these work group meetings and express their concerns, and that they get involved to not just delay the vote, but actually have them vote this plan down.
Well, I thought it was very significant how a lot of the people who were in support of this plan were talking about that parents are not able to instruct their kids or teach their kids in either inclusiveness or LGBT or anti-racism, things like that. That was very interesting as well. But we're going to continue to be involved in this issue, and like Mary Elizabeth said, we have other opportunities coming up, workshops coming up that we believe that the school board will be taking time to review, and so we'll be involved in that as well. I want to move on to a couple of other things. One of those things is the Texas Values radio show coming up tomorrow. We will have Senator Paxton on as our special guest, talking with her. We're looking forward to that and looking forward to visiting with her, so don't miss that. Also, we have the Policy Forum coming up. It looks like we have a shout out to Pamela. Pamela's on watching us. Hey Pamela, thanks for watching. We also have a shout out to Deborah. Deborah, thank you for watching. We really appreciate you guys supporting and watching us. And so we have the Policy Forum coming up. That's on September 18th through 19th. We also had early bird ticket pricing, which we announced recently would be ending on August 19th. So get your tickets in before then. You have plenty of time, but you have just a little under 2 weeks to go ahead and grab those tickets to the Policy Forum on September 18th and 19th. That'll be here in Austin at Great Hills Baptist Church. Also, we have the gala coming up November 13th. It's going to be in Dallas at the Westin Galleria, and so go ahead and grab your tickets to that as well. We have announcements coming out sometime in the future soon, hopefully on speakers for the gala as well. So September 18th and 19th, our policy forum, and November 13th for our gala at the Westin Galleria in Dallas. Shout out to Sue. Looks like Sue just got on and she's watching us as well. Thanks for supporting, Sue. Thanks for being here. And so just keep in mind, we have our policy forum coming up. We're going to have a number of great speakers. We're going to have Attorney General Kim Paxton on for part of our policy forum. We'll also have Kelly Shackelford from the First Liberty Institute. We'll also have Trey Traynor from the Federal Elections Commission. A lot of other state representatives and state senators. We'll have Representative Valerie Swanson. We'll have Monica Klein, from the founder from It Takes a Family. So we got a lot of good speakers coming up and more announcements to come. But we thank you for tuning in for this update on Facebook Live. And you can go to texasvalues.org for more information on any of the issues that we've brought up today. But thank you for your support, and we will talk to you